Well, that's a perfect segue because my next okay, we've dealt with like the concept of luxury. I want to get down to the nitty gritty. I want some details. So let's go with you, Nick. Specifically, what is your favorite splurge? I mean, some people it's clothes, some people it's a car, a 5-star meal. But for you, what is your favorite splurge and why so?
Well, I'm in an office, like a finance setting. So when you're talking clothes, like suits, watches, shoes, that's everywhere. Everybody, you know, is always after a nice car. For me, those splurges, I love travel. So if it's just getting out of town for a weekend, going to play some golf, going skiing, going somewhere with my girlfriend, I love that. And then really nice dinners, good food and drinks around the table with some friends and family, and have a good time. Those are probably my top 2 that I do right now.
Very nice. Alyssa?
Not that I want to sound like I'm copying, but I would say travel is definitely number one. And not to sound snotty, but I've started to pay more to do first class when I travel, just because that experience, you know, the wider seats, the free drinks, the great service, the people that you get to interact with, it's worth it to me when you're going on trips, and especially, you know, if you're going to DC or Europe, that's what I would spend my money on, is having that experience from start to finish of being completely comfortable.
Got it. Okay. So with all this in mind, Alyssa, what is the last thing that you bought that you just had to have, even if it stretched, maybe it even busted your budget?
An iPad mini.
Why?
I just really wanted one, and there was no rationalization because I already have the iPhone, I already have a work computer, we're so inundated with technology, but I went into the store, started playing with it, it was light, it was fun, everyone had one, so yeah, I spent the money and definitely upgraded for some of the extras, you know, the cover, the extra megabytes, started downloading all those apps, so I love it, but it was definitely a splurge and not a necessity.
Okay, thank you, Steve Jobs, for that.
That's right.
Nick, what about you?
There are 2 things that come to mind just on the timing. There was a trip, an international trip in January, probably a little ill-timed right after the holidays. It just happened to work out with my girlfriend and I's schedule. And then recently, there was something for Valentine's Day, so I hope this doesn't air before then.
It won't.
Went into a store that, and went a little bit above. I wanted to get her something nice, just something fun, but I thought, let's do something a little more special. I was like, that was a little more than I had in mind spending, but you know, at the end of the day, it makes her happy, right?
Where'd you end up going?
Blue Box. No, nothing huge.
It's not crazy.
Nothing. But still, anything in that store, you walk in there, I think there's a cover charge, right?
Right, right. Yeah, they got 3 guys there. They're heavy set and waiting for you to cause trouble.
Yep.
So we're talking about splurges that you've already committed. What is one thing, Nick, that if you had to pick one luxury that you want to have today the most of any luxury?
I'd say it's upgrade the automobile. I think that's number 1 on the list in terms of if you just said luxuries. Not that I drive a nice car, but like I said, I work in an office with some successful guys who drive some really nice cars. And I go, you know what, it'd be fun. They make your life easier. They're fun to get out of. I mean, they're great to drive. It's just, I'd say that'd be number 1 if you said, gun to my head, what do I need to pick?
Okay, hit me with the year, make, model, go.
I think I just had the pleasure of driving a 2012 740 BMW, and it was the nicest auto I've ever operated, so I guess that one's at the forefront of my mind.
Very nice. Alyssa?
I'm going to get all girly on everyone and say I really want a Burberry briefcase, like one of those big, large tote briefcases that are, you know, almost $2,000, but again, we come back to quality, it would last forever. Burberry is a timeless, recognizable brand, they make great stuff, and I think when I just put it on to go to work, I would feel like I made it.
Very good. What's most interesting about that is because I talked to Nick earlier, and that's his second.
Exactly. It's funny how that works out.
You want the Burberry briefcase too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. I really appreciate you sharing your insight on this. Hope you had some fun with it. So this is Jason Arriaga signing off for Scottsdale Business and Life magazine. See you next time.